Hey everyone, I thought in today's video we'd go through a follow along workout that is going to provide some functional strength and mobility. This is going to be a 6-part workout that I'm going to suggest you work through twice. If you're interested in the sets, reps, etc., you can find all that down in the description box below. I am going to be providing some limited detail of kind of what you should be feeling tension-wise as you go through, but this is going to be more oriented as a follow-along workout. The first exercise is going to be a push-up cross. We're going to be working a total of 12 repetitions, ideally aiming for 6 on each side. What we are going to be focusing on here is slowly coming down into a push-up as we take our one knee to the opposing elbow. There is going to be a little bit of rotation with the upper body here, but ideally we do have a baseline of shoulder stability that we are working from, ideally connecting things from our inner thigh to our oblique all the way up to our pecs. For our next exercise, we're going to be working into a side step, returning back to a low lunge. We are going to be working through 10 to 12 repetitions here on either side. So what I like to do with this exercise is start in my lunge, because that's going to give me the necessary tension to kind of build from. And then I'm going to think about kind of generating my power to quickly push me into the side step, so that then I can return myself back to the starting position. This exercise is meant to target things like your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes, as well as work a little bit of that lateral stability. For our third exercise, we're going to be working through a variation of a hollow body into a overhead press. So you can do this with weight, you can also do it without. And what you're going to do is simply just start almost in like a dead bug position. And I'm going to start to just reach my arms overhead as I simultaneously kick my legs away. This is going to put me into kind of that hollow body position. And then what I'm going to focus on doing is taking my heels and just rolling them up almost all the way towards my head, and then just allowing my heels to drive down, which is going to create the momentum for me to go into the overhead press. Some things to prioritize here would be keeping some of that tension on the front side of your body, especially as you're rolling back and then coming into the overhead press position. I would say another thing that you can focus on here is thinking about the linkage between your abdominal tension, the pec tension, and then even your shoulder tension as you go into the overhead press position. That's going to be a tension that we want to consistently kind of stay intact as we go through this. And at no point am I breaking away from that, because it's going to allow me to go through the full short cycle of the tension and then take it to its more longer or lengthened cycle as well. The next exercise we're going to get into is going to be our high plank pull through. So if you have watched any other videos on this channel, then you know the type of tension that should be involved in our quad pad position. And all we're going to do is try to translate that into our high plank position. So what I'm going to do here is take some tension from my hands, my feet, and I'm just going to kind of apply that into the ground initially. This is going to give me my base level of tension, and then I'm going to grab either a stick, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, really anything that you have lying around, and we're going to start to work our pulling mechanism and kind of finishing in a press behind us. Now, it's not so much that I am pressing this above me as I am pulling quite aggressively to try to create some momentum that I can then kind of dynamically carry through into the upper body rotation. For our next exercise, we're going to be working a pendulum curl to a overhead press. So what I'm going to think about doing here is having a baseline of tension between my bicep and my pec to start with. And then I'm just going to start to create a pendulum kind of in this lateral plane of motion that I'm then going to catch back in the bicep curl. From the bicep curl, I'm simply just going to go into the press. And I'm kind of working a similar mechanism as to the exercise previous to this one. What I'm going to suggest here is trying not to muscle the tool that you're using too much, really as you go into the curl or as you go into the press position. What we're really trying to do here is create some balance in the body between brute strength as well as letting some of that tension go as we go through these deeper ranges of motion. For the last and final exercise, I always like to finish with a little bit of cardio or a little bit of a more explosive exercise. So we're going to finish with a lateral hop to a switch lunge. For this exercise, what I like to think about is really absorbing momentum from one side to the other and then utilizing that to send me into a different plane of motion. So what that would look like in this instance is using some of that power that I use through the lateral hop to kind of absorb myself into, so that when I pop up into the switch lunge, it's going to be a little bit more effortless. This way, I'm not just muscling my way through the exercise, but I'm actually utilizing the momentum that I'm creating to kind of assist me through the movement. This exercise, if you do it well, is definitely going to be a full body burn, especially in the lower body. It's personally one of my favorites to kind of wrap up a more HIIT style circuit, such as what we're going through today. Make sure that you're prioritizing things like your ground tension, as well as utilizing your upper body in this exercise as well. Anyways, that is going to wrap the workout for today. Like I said, I would recommend working through it twice. If you want all the rep counts and everything like that, just have a quick peek below and you can follow that a little bit more precisely. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to throw it a like, as well as subscribe to the channel for more content similar to this. Until next time, make sure you are prioritizing and then you are optimizing for you. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.